welcome to your reading. The moon is back there somewhere. I don't know if you can see it, but you have a lunar eclipse coming up on the 5th, so I really want to get this done before then. And I'll talk about the astrology once the cards are out. Take a deep breath. It's a little breezy out here. Got some kind of androgynous little getup on here. It's all very saggy to me. Okay. 2 of Pentacles and the Star. Back and forth we go with this Aquarius. Sag. When you get what you wish for and then you don't want it. And then you do, and then you don't, and then they have to school you and they got to teach you how to be in a relationship. It's a lot. Doesn't have to just be a relationship with an Aquarius. It can be a relationship in general. It can be something you really wished for and then you have it and you're like, maybe I should be rethinking everything now. Maybe. It is a big part of your astrology, I will say that. For June, you want to rethink, you want to redo, you don't want any outside opinions though, which makes it tough because there are people who want to school you a little bit. And some of it may actually be to your benefit, which is also annoying. 7 of Pentacles and 10 of Swords. It comes down to how much you invested. If you invested a lot, it's like, now I got to listen to you or take some of your advice maybe. And I'm not crazy about it. I don't want to, but you might be right. The Hermit and the Judgment card. The Virgos are really causing problems right now for everyone. I think just by being themselves. But if you've got a Virgo in your life, you really want to give them a piece of your mind. Or, quite simply, you need to take a look more closely at what is going on inside, what you once wanted, what you once wished for, whether you received it or not. It's changing, and it's changing quickly. The joys of being a mutable sign. 10 of Cups and the Hierophant. Marriage, marriage, marriage. Settling down. Serious relationships. This June 5th lunar eclipse in your sign, but the moon rules your 8th house, and then there's a solar eclipse in your 8th house. It's a lot. It's a lot of 8th house stuff. It's all about being grown up. It's all about the future. It's all about family stuff, inheritance. It's legacy. It's what you thought you were going to be. It's what you wanted to be. Do I want to be that? Everything looks so different to you now. Especially as a Sag, it's not lost on me that right now with all the tumult going on, you are the revolutionaries, the true revolutionaries. Sag is out there on the front lines of everything, whether it be creatively, just physically, out there marching, making music, writing about it, singing about it, dreaming about it, rapping about it, talking to your friends about it, pulling them. Sagittarius are always the ones pulling their family, their friends out of the past. Like, that is so outdated. You really need to let go of that. Or didn't you even know it was like this instead of like this? So for you, this time right now is very, it's your thing, and let's not forget, there's always that irritating reminder every day when you try to get stuff done that your planet is in retrograde in Capricorn. So in terms of money, you're so irritated. You're so irritated when it comes to money. You don't want your money relying on anybody else. You don't want your money tied to anybody else. You certainly don't want your money slowing down because of somebody else. And yet it seems like all of those things may be happening. The thing to remember is not to worry. Remember, you also have the Hierophant here. So there is money coming. You also have the 7 of Pentacles. There are seeds in the ground. But you gotta wait until after those 2 eclipses. You gotta wait until mid-June to really see it start to move again. Until then, the more you push against it, the more it's gonna hit you back. Just relax into the fact that right now, spend little, say even less. Keep your thoughts focused on that revolution, whether it's within you or outside of you. That's where you are most alive, where your mutable fire burns the brightest. So, lean into that. And along the way, like I said, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and then the Page of Wands. There's a lot of marriage talk, a lot of very committed. It's all about commitment. It's all about long-term stuff. It's all about, this serious relationship. And, last month I was like, you need to lean into it, and you need to do your part. And now some of you have done that and you're like, yeah, I tried that and that's not really for me. Sorries. So that doesn't just make people go away, Sag. You still have to deal with them. So if you need to deal with them, and if you need to let them down easy, I would suggest before you get into all that, you really take a look at yourself. Do you actually not want it? Do you actually not want it? Because one of your toxic traits is that you want something and then you pretend you don't want it. Yeah, I said it because it's true. So you got to take a look at this and say, am I not keen on this anymore just because I happen to get it without striving? Is that all it is? Because if that's what's the only thing that's keeping you from being happy, from being settled, from being committed, that's silly. You shouldn't let that happen. But on the other hand, if you really have thought it through and it's just not for you, you tried the bridle, you tried the saddle, and you're just not into it. Okay, that's also fine. Wait. Please wait until the solar eclipse in Cancer on June 21st before you make any moves. But take the lunar eclipse now in 2 days and give yourself the room. Blank sheets of paper, a long hot bath, turn your phone off, light some candles, find a hemi-sync meditation that syncs both your hemispheres. Find a way to center yourself and get it out. That comes up very clearly with the Judgment and the Hermit card. Get it out of you. Whatever it is, sometimes you don't know it yourself, just like Geminis, until you say it. You don't know it yourself. So it's important now to purge, there's exposition that needs to happen. There's information you've got here that you are not keyed into right now. And the lunar eclipse is going to crack that open for you. You like that? You like that little sound effect? And when it does, you don't want to kick yourself for making a decision, between these two eclipses. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. You're going to get the first part and then wait until June 21st and then the second part, especially in terms of relationships. Don't make any sudden changes. No need to, no need to be telling people how you think it is. Nope, not yet. In the meantime, focus on your fire. Focus on the thing that makes you most you. And I'm telling you, this time that we are in right now, it is your time. It is. More than anybody else, it is your time to shine, because you are the ones that make times like this possible. You are the ones who are always doing this. You're always on this vibe. You're the ones pushing us to be better, to be smarter. And now you have the perfect platform to do so. Do so responsibly, be safe, be careful, of course, but let yourself burn. Light it up. We love you for it. Let's look at these cards. Hi, Sag. Welcome to the second part of your reading. All right. This thing about wishing and then not wanting it, I waited until after the lunar eclipse because I just needed to figure out what to say in the second part. I didn't want to just leave you with like oh yeah, and there's an eclipse, figure it out. So here we are. It is your nature. That's true. It is very much your nature to vacillate on, what you want, even after you get it. So I understand. But it's really important for you right now to realize how much you've invested, and if that's worth throwing away because you're not momentarily feeling it. I think feeling it makes you vulnerable. And I think vulnerability makes you extremely uncomfortable. We know it does.
And I think feeling makes other feelings that might have hurt you in the past come up as well. It's a purge. And for you, purging is particularly difficult because you don't like to burden people. You don't like to be the one who's, well, the one who lets people in on the bigger picture. You see how I've been trying to adjust the camera this whole time? This is your energy. This is what is going on with you guys. There's a certain amount that you want people to know, but that you don't want them to know more than that. And the fear right now with you is that if you open up a little, it'll all come out, and it will. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's the Ten of Swords and the Judgment. You will because you need to. You will because there's no way forward within a relationship, a friendship, even in your bonds with your siblings. There's no way forward if you don't open those gates and let all that stuff out. Yeah, but I don't want to burden anybody, and it's just not my nature, and people don't really need to know that stuff. And first you told me to put down my weapon, then you told me to get off my horse, now you're telling me to take off my armor. Well, yeah, but then what if this happens? I mean, that happens. It happens. Yeah, well, then I should have stayed on my horse, and I should have kept my bow and arrow, and I definitely shouldn't have taken off my armor. No. Because there are only things you can learn once you are off that horse. He doesn't have a horse. He just wants to talk. You are allowed sometimes to just need to talk. You are allowed sometimes to just feel. You have so much sitting across from you in Gemini. It's pulling all of this out of you. Now, is it surprising that all it wants from you is communication, but what it's going to get is pain? No, because you store it up all year until the sun comes into Gemini and pulls the pain out of you. So be grateful. Be grateful for your once a year cleanse and take advantage of it. I'm glad I didn't post it during the eclipse last night because that's your time. You know, however you want to spend it, that's your time. I don't want to direct that energy. That's up to you. Whatever you want to do with that is fine by me. But now that you've felt what you needed to feel, had the realizations you needed to have, now you know yourself that you want to let that energy out. So let it out. Let it speak for itself, whether it's rage, whether it's anger, whether it's unrequited love, whether it's just nervousness and anxiety because you can't live up to what this Aquarius wants or what this Capricorn wants or what this Virgo wants. That's okay. If that's all it is, if all that's really bothering you is, I can't do this, just say it. If what's really gotten you, in a funk is that people are just expecting. As a Gemini, I can completely relate. I can do anything for you, but if you expect things of me, I don't know, I shut down. So don't do anything now because anyone expects you to. Don't make any decisions yet. If anything, watch people react when you tell them that you're not really in a place to make any sort of a decision for at least a couple more weeks. Watch their reaction. If you've been having some issues with a friend, especially earth signs, you may find that telling them the truth and telling them what you really think causes a lot of upheaval. Don't be scared of it, because what it does is it prepares fresh ground for something real. with those same people, with other people, it doesn't really matter. The point is that now you get to have a bit of the spotlight that Gemini has. And within that, it's a communicative spotlight. You're being asked to step to the podium and speak. And you're really allowed to say whatever you want. And you don't have to care what people are going to think. And you don't have to care if people are going to get upset or what you'll end up destroying. You've cared so much and been so worried about it for so long, about a year, that I think you're fed up. I think either now you're going to say the things or they're going to be said for you. The danger with letting people say things for you and speak for you is that they're often wrong. And they're often put in a position they shouldn't be in at all because you should be speaking for yourself. So whether it's about love or money, whether it's about pain from the past or present day financial concern, speak, create, commiserate with friends, open up. I know it sounds quite ironic coming from a Gemini because we don't tell nobody nothing. But you have a chance in the next couple of weeks to really heal. And that healing, is what I mean when I say go out there and light it up. Heal yourself and say these things, whether they're personal, social, political. Say the things that other people don't have the intelligence, the guts, the fire to say. Do it. Heal yourselves, heal the community, heal the collective, heal your families. You're so good at it. And we need you. And when it comes to these, we're going to discuss these guys, these idiots, but overall, anyone or anything that right now cannot, will not stay, refuses to see your value, or only values what you can do for them, that's not for you. You're too good for that. But we'll go into it in detail, okay? All right. If you would like a personal or recorded reading sent to your inbox, there's a Cameo link below. If you would like a one-on-one video chat reading, there are a couple of slots open for mid-July. There's a Chatalize link below. And the Instant and the Vimeo Extended are the same video. One is sent to your inbox and the other you have to log on to Vimeo to view. All right. There's also a link below for Quietest Revolution rings. This one is for next season. This is called The World. The ones that are on sale now are the High Priestess, which is African Amethyst, and the Empress. Okay. Love you. See you in the extended in just a second.